Welcome to Reddit Stories. This story is brought to you by Hunter. Okay, story time. So one day, I was sitting around, I was an early teenager. So it was pretty much a given that I was super horny. I began jacking off because, well, what else is there to do, am I right? Anyway, I was jerking and working, and I wanted to escalate my masturbatory experience. I wanted to fuck something. Unfortunately for my young, narcissistically self, this is easier said than done. So I start on my quest, introspective and extrospectively, to find some object that is fuckable. I looked at the loofahs, in the chairs, in the trash cans, in the trash, but nothing quite fit the size of my pubescent dick. Until I found one. It was a calendar I had, which was several years out of date, that was bound with a metal spiral, like a notebook. The spiral seemed just the right size to fit my monument to horniness. So instead of taking precautions, like lubing up and getting all the way hard, or thinking, I went gung-ho at it. As I said before, I was not quite all the way erect. And so, I was going at it. The tiny monster began to expand. As you can imagine, it started getting a little uncomfortable, in a couple of ways. So I decided to give it a rest. Unfortunately, the little guy had swollen a bit, both from bonerosity and from the chafing of the metal rings. I found that my dick had gotten stuck in the calendar. So there I was, saving the date in a very special way, and nobody was home. I couldn't pry my Excalibur from this stone to crown myself the king of stupid fucking ideas. I had to get somebody to help. Though I wasn't exactly about to call 911, since I heard that you got billed for that sort of stuff, and didn't want my mom finding out about this escapade. The only person nearby that I could think of was Old Man Nicholson, my neighbor. This guy had to be at 70 at least. He had been in the war, and was short, stocky, and I'm pretty sure was made of calluses. For the huge extent, I did not want to go for him for help. I had to. So I went a waddling way over next door, as discreetly as possible, with my pants most of the way on. I rang the doorbell, and in a comfortable minute or so, he came and looked down at the problem that had arisen. He didn't even bat an eye. He took me inside, and using some pliers, we eventually got the rings apart enough for me to withdraw. He didn't ask any questions, but when I was walking out of the door, he looked at me in the eye and said, "Son, you don't fuck calendars."